right, everybody. Chris here, GameFair.com. Sitting at the Tokyo and Tulsa table. We're going to be talking with Saf, the leader of Tokyo and Tulsa, also involved with the community of OK Gamers. We're going to find out a little bit about his convention and what they do and what everything's all about. So, tell us a little bit about it. Obviously, you're from Oklahoma like us. How'd you guys get started, and how's the community been growing?
Yeah. Well, OK Gamers started out a little over 5 years ago with the concept that the game that I was playing went from arcade to console, and the community just disappeared. It was Soul Calibur 3. Soul Calibur 3 was the first version to go straight to console, and the arcade players weren't at the arcade anymore, and if you wanted to do tournaments, you didn't have any way to get the word out. My personal website, I'm a designer, had the word damn in it. It was onedamnpixel.com. So I couldn't exactly put that on a flyer and put it in a family establishment. More information didn't work.
Yeah.
So I started talking to my friends, and long story short, we brainstormed the huge concept of okgamers.com. It started out as console and arcade only, and then it grew to be for all games and gamers in Oklahoma area. And as that grew, we found that businesses, they would love to do more events, but they had no clue how to do them. So we then started the consulting and staffing portion of OK Gamers. So OK Gamers is twofold. The site's there for gamers in the Oklahoma area or gamers around the area looking for stuff in Oklahoma to go to, find out about events, tournaments, and that stuff. Also look for competition or fellow gamers. And then the second part is we work with businesses, conventions, whoever we can to either consult and or plan and or even do an event for them. And that happened at that point. We started working with everywhere from pizza joints to conventions. Tokyo and Tulsa came along and was like, well, we're planning a convention in a year or two. We'd love to, work with you to have our game room. Ironically, we also started working with a group called DEF CON, and then come August of 2008, OK Gamers was running both game rooms at the same time at three-day conventions. So that was a busy weekend. But yeah, so that's how that started out. And, you need to be a nonprofit to be able to do a lot of the things that we need to do in the state to really help out. And Tokyo and Tulsa realized that their umbrella company, Tokyo USA Inc., need to go nonprofit as well. And it was just natural marriage. So they pretty much give us the ability to be the nonprofit that we are under their umbrella and help out with Tokyo and Tulsa, help out with any convention or any business that we want. So we were able to attain nonprofit status with them and become sister chapters to Tokyo and Tulsa.
Awesome.
So we already worked with them for a couple of years at that point.
So tell us some of the features you can find on okgamers.com. What can people expect to see when they go there? What information?
All right. Well, the first thing right off the front page are the most recent tournament threads. So if it's been posted to in the last couple of weeks, it'll be right there on the front page. You look at it, it's city-based, so it'll say the city, the type of event, and the date. Try and keep it right straightforward. Then once you get into the forums, you find that there's that forum, tournaments, events. But there's also a competition finder. So if you're just looking for someone to play with online or play with locally, you can find that. And then there's, your chat section, your news, pretty standard stuff. It's there to be a resource for gamers, whether they're looking for local competition or local events.
That's, a need that, especially in Oklahoma, where not everybody's in the same place at the same time. Everybody's a little bit spread out, and just kind of help gamers connect. It's a good thing for the community.
We really think so. I mean, we've been beneficial to the community because we've seen more tournaments happen. You can watch a steady increase. I mean, there's over 100 events every year in Oklahoma for gamers of one kind or another. And now that we're tracking it, you can kind of go back and look at the numbers and see more conventions, more tournaments, more communities growing up because they realize that they exist and there are others like them. Yeah. So it's been awesome to watch the community just grow.
And then, the Tokyo and Tulsa itself, I mean, I know there's a big gaming aspect to it, but then there's a whole nother side to it. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, first off, I'm actually one of 4 directors. The founder and chairman is James Fowler. The co-chair is Melinda West. And then there's 2 other directors, myself and Shay. And the 4 of us hold down Tokyo and Tulsa. Tokyo and Tulsa, it's really just like the name says. It's an anime convention that focuses on Japanese culture and local Midwest culture. So you really see the Tokyo and you really see the Tulsa kind of come together in one spot. We've also added the last few years a theme Worlds Collide, where we take two concepts and kind of bring them together. Last year it was, or this year technically, was steampunk versus spellcasters. You know, Harry Potter was just coming out; it was a big thing. This next year, the winning theme is steampunk versus bounty hunters. And one of the reasons that is this will be the 15th year anniversary of Cowboy Bebop airing in America. And we're going to have the voice actor for Spike Spiegel, Steve Bloom, out as our guest.
Nice.
We don't have the paperwork all the way done. Just waiting on paperwork. It's the way it is.
Yeah.
But the contracts are in motion. So.
Awesome. I know you guys had some pretty good numbers this year. Grew it a little bit from last year. You expecting to see another increase in growth for next year?
I'm not going to say that we'll lay on another 1,000 people, but because that was our growth this year, is about 1,000 people. But I definitely know we're going to grow. There's already new people that didn't get a chance to come out this year.
Yeah.
You know, there's already been more interest, just period. So I know that we will continue to be at least a benefit for the next few years, easy.
Awesome. Little question for me personally. As far as the game room, do you think you might be putting any retro systems in?
Well, one thing you'll find with Tokyo and Tulsa, we're not afraid to experiment. And that's both a good and a bad thing. This year, we knew that we were going to have all LCDs. We knew that we were going to have all next-gen consoles, and we kind of wanted to keep that purity. You know, we wanted to try it out because there are always gamers that say, well, where's all the retro? And then there's always gamers that say, well, why'd you waste time on retro? So we kind of wanted to see, see what it is. This next year, we will for sure have more retro. We will for sure. We may actually even grow the room a little. We're not 100% sure our final direction, but we're going to HXC LAN Center, which is basically, if OK Gamers is the resource of information, they've kind of positioned themselves as the ladder, the competitive ladder. You know, go to the events in Oklahoma, rank up on this ladder, get sponsored. And they literally sponsor Halo players and other fighting gamers and gamers to go out of state.
Awesome.
Right now, they sponsor out-of-state gamers because there are no in-state gamers to sponsor.
Yeah.
So HXC is a really awesome force for Oklahoma. They're a company that, once again, they just work with OK Gamers and they back us because they believe in the cause. So, but they'll be working with us more. They've doubled their monitors just since last Tokyo and Tulsa. And so between Tokyo and Tulsa and OK Gamers and HXC, should be a great event next year. Yeah.
Awesome. We're really psyched to get to go next year. We got to go a little bit this year. We're super prepared. Next year we hope to come full force and do some interviews and really kick you guys off. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. And you guys go check it out. Tokyo and Tulsa next year. What's the date going to be on that?
The date is July 20th through the 22nd. I'll make a note that if they heard a different date, we apologize. Turned out Comic-Con moved their dates. And it was our date. So we moved our date back a week because we're not going to fight with that. So.
All right, everybody be ready for Tokyo and Tulsa for next year, and we'll see you guys there.